WrestleMania 39 is now in the books, and it was an overall solid show. But there are some big problems that's keeping it from being legendary. Let's talk about it. First, I want to talk about someone who didn't even make it to the actual WrestleMania card. The almighty Bobby Lashley. Lashley is one of the most consistent performers in the entire roster and has brought back so much prestige to the US title with him as the champion for the better part of last year. To have him get booted off the main card, be slotted as the winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and make a blink and you miss it cameo at Mania is a real crime. This man got robbed of a proper WrestleMania spotlight. Now I know this was due to unforeseen circumstances with Bray Wyatt, who was Lashley's supposed opponent at Mania. But to a casual fan who doesn't keep up with all news and rumors, it was a huge continuity error as they seemingly dropped the storyline faster than Ali's push. WWE had the chance to pivot to a different opponent for Lashley with a week or two of build left, which wouldn't be the most ideal, but at least it would have been better than what we got. In fact, I still think that the blow-off match between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar should have happened at WrestleMania instead of what Brock ended up doing. Speaking of the Battle Royal, it doesn't make sense why they would put it on SmackDown instead of having it in the actual show. If they really pressed on time, they could have at least put it on the pre-show. It's disrespectful to all the men involved and also to the man they're honoring the match, Andre the Giant. Night 1 kicked off with John Cena vs Austin Theory. I was actually looking forward to this one, with the then and the now facing off for the first time ever, but it ended up being a disappointment. The match felt like a throwback Cena match, but not in a good way. It was mostly Cena getting beat up by Theory and then going for the 5 moves of doom. But that's fine, with all his commitments, Cena might not be in peak wrestling condition. The big problem of the match though, is the ending. Theory won with a low blow and his finisher after a bad looking ref bump. Even worse, he tapped out to the STF while the ref was down. This was supposed to be the biggest win of Theory's career. Instead, it just felt cheap and it doesn't raise his stock as it should have. Cena didn't need to be protected at this stage of his career. They should have just let Austin Theory win clean and pass the torch the right way. Now everyone's gonna chant, "You tapped out" to the US champ. I do hope this is not their last encounter though, and that they would have better ones down the line. The next match is what I thought should have opened the show on night 1, the men's 4-way tag team showcase match. The problem with this isn't the actual match. In fact, it was pretty awesome, although you could argue the Viking Raiders or Braun and Ricochet needed the win more. No, the problem is the lack of any stakes involved. Let me ask you, what did the winners actually get out of this?
Nothing.
Exactly. It's frustrating to know that it would have been way better if WWE just announced that the winners of the match will get a future shot at the tag team championship. Simple, right? It would have made the win more meaningful and have us fans care more as well. The same problem can be said for the women's 4-way tag team showcase match, except that this one is not good and the crowd was dead as fuck during it. Damage Control lost a big one yet again, this time against the trio of Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita. The match itself was alright. It was a real treat seeing Lita and Trish perform on the biggest stage after all these years. But the problem is that the wrong team won. At this point, Damage Control have lost all credibility because they can't buy a win. How are we as fans supposed to think of them as a real threat now when all they do is lose? This match could have given them a much needed momentum boost, but it looks like Triple H has given up on the trio. What's worse is that retired part-timers and Lita and Trish clearly didn't need the win, and the loss wouldn't hurt someone like Becky at all. It's disappointing as well because there was so much hype and fanfare when they returned at SummerSlam to form the faction. The 3 women were supposed to take over the women's division, but looking back, other than Io and Dakota winning the tag titles, this faction hasn't had much success. The Raw Women's title was on the line on night 2 as Bianca Belair defends her championship against the Empress Asuka. This match is a pretty good one, with Asuka seemingly having a counter for her opponent's every offense, while Bianca continuing to show why she is the strongest woman in the WWE. However, you could argue that the wrong woman won here. Asuka has been on a hot streak ever since she returned with the more badass character at Royal Rumble. WWE had a chance to capitalize on this and introduce fresh rivalries with Asuka at the helm. But now, this loss derails her push and Bianca is running out of credible challengers. I do hope that this feud is not done and Asuka wins the title in their next match. From one face-painted star to another, we got the Demon making a comeback against Edge in a Hell in a Cell. This match was on pace to steal the show and become the best one of the night until it got derailed when Balor got accidentally busted open by Edge in a ladder spot. While it's not uncommon for things like these to happen, especially in brutal matches like Hell in a Cell, it's still a shame as seeing medical staff kills the mystique and aura of the Demon character, which also led to the match being shorter than it probably would have been. However, The problem with this is that the wrong person won again. Balor should have been the victor to end this feud since the Judgment Day will still be around long after Edge retires. He also had to redeem his demon persona after that awful finish at Extreme Rules against Roman. Edge already got his revenge with Beth Phoenix at Elimination Chamber. If this is truly Edge's last WrestleMania match ever, it makes me wonder why he didn't put Finn over.
If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe. It would really help me out.
And the main event, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed Universal title. Oh man, where do I even begin with this one? With the reports of Roman Reigns taking a long break after Mania, it was Cody's time to become the star he was always meant to be and finish the story. He was the guy who will usher in a new era for the WWE and we were all behind him. So come main event time, everyone is hyped. The video package was fire. The entrances, awe-inspiring. The match, to a point, was really good as both men showed they have great chemistry. The stage is set for Cody to finally win the big one. And then this happened. Cody Rhodes lost, and Roman, by hook or by crook, is still the champion.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
With that being said, the biggest problem isn't Cody losing, but how Roman won the match. And that is by cheating to win again. Heck, this is one of the few times a roll-up would have made for a better ending. You have to tell the story of Roman almost losing to Rhodes by a hair. Instead, they went the tired and boring finish with Roman pulling the bloodline card again. You know, it wouldn't hurt for your top guy to win clean for once now, would it? I mean, he's 99 overall in 2K, come on. With Shane returning, the wrong people winning, it looks like Vince is back on creative, everyone. Nah, just kidding. I hope.